second problem here. We have, for this problem, we have a map again. Again, as I said, make sure to read the whole thing. ADR location on the map below. Elevation are in feet. Very important. So all those elevation here, all those numbers you see here in the map are in feet. Okay, very important. Now, in this question, they ask you to determine the gradient from point A to B by following the direction followed. So they give you directions. That's exactly what we did for the last problem. So the gradient should be between A and B. So this is A and this is B. Same thing. Let's just let's erase this. Let's extend this a little bit. So they give you here steps to do. You go by, first, to find the gradient between A and B, you have to follow this directions. Write the equation for determining the gradient, meaning you have to write the equation or the formula. So gradient equals change in field value, which means the difference in elevation between A and B. So we don't need to put change in field value, just write elevation. Of course you have to see which one is bigger, but anyway, I think BA is bigger, so you start by the biggest one. Elevation of A minus elevation of B divided by distance between A and B. So first we need to find the elevation of A and elevation of B. So the elevation of A is simple. Let me use the green color here. So this is A. You follow this line right here. This line, okay, this line is 300. Now, how much is A then? A is this line right here. Am I going to go by 10 or by 20? So first of all, you have to find what you call the contour interval. And to do this, as I explained in the class, take two numbers, for example 250 and 300, and do what you call guess and check. Meaning, you guess a number. Let's go for example by, let's say, by 5. If you go by 20 or by 5, it doesn't matter. Let's go by 5, for example. 250, 255, 260, 265, 270, 275. That's not correct. If we go by 10, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 300. So the contour interval is equal to 10 feet. So from one line to another is 10 feet. So we know that this is 300, this line right here. So the next line must be 310. So elevation of A is 310 feet. You might ask why you're going up. Again, if you look here, we have the lowest number here. So this is the highest number. So if you go this way, you're going up. If you go this way, you're going down. Okay? Let's take this off. We don't need that. Now, how about the elevation of B? Now, we know that this elevation right here, this line is 250. Let me write down here 250. Now, so B here should be 260 feet. So we find the elevation of A, we find the elevation of B, and you plot the numbers here. So elevation of A is 310. Feet minus the elevation of B is 260 divide by the distance between A and B. How to find? So let me just erase this so I have more room. How can I find the distance between A and B? Okay, first of all, as I said, take a piece of paper oh boy, take a piece of paper. Let me list this down here. I need to see, I need the scale, so sorry for that again. So let's take, to find the distance between, okay, I have a problem here because everything is, let's put this down here. Okay, let's put this here. And then let's go up now. Let's find now the distance between A and B. So as I said, you take a piece of paper, you put a long line AB, imagine this is a piece of paper. Again, let me write down here, piece of paper. Once you've done this, you mark A, you mark B, and you take this to where? Oops. You take the piece of paper to the scale. Now let's something like this. Oops. Uh-oh. Okay, let's put, so you take a piece of paper, excuse me, so that the first mark should be on 0 and the second should be on 0.5. So the distance between A and B is 0.5 what? 0.5 miles. And you're going to write this number right here, 0.5 miles. So that should equal to 310 minus 260. That would be 50 feet divided by 0.5 miles, which is equal to 50 over 0.5 is like 50 divided by 1/2, which means 50 times 2, that would be 100 what? 100 feet per mile. Put feet here slash miles. And that's the answer for this question. So you've done A would be this. Let's take this again, we have more. So A is this when you put this formula right here, okay? And B, substitute the data from the map into the equation, which means you put the numbers. So all this is B, and calculate the gradient is this. So you got this number. Let's see. Now when it says here, let me see, I think it didn't say here, okay, and label it, find the gradient, that's the gradient, 100, and label it with the proper units, which means you have to write this unit, feet per mile. And how do I know it's feet? again you look at here, it says elevation feet, and why distance is in a mile, because the scale here is in mile. Thank you very much.